115. When a soul has come out of these tribulations, it is deeply humble. Its purity of soul is great. It knows better without need of reflecting, as it were, what it ought to do at a given moment and what it ought to forbear. It feels the lightest touch of grace and is very faithful to God. It recognizes God from afar and continuously rejoices to Him. It discovers God very quickly in other souls and its environment in general. The soul has been purified by God Himself. God, as pure spirit, introduces the soul to a life which is purely spiritual. God Himself has first prepared and purified the soul. That is, He has made it capable of close communion with Himself. The soul, in a state of loving repose, communes spiritually with the Lord. It speaks to God without the need of expressing itself through the senses. God fills it with His light. The enlightened mind sees clearly and distinguishes the various degrees of the spiritual life. It recognizes that state when its union with God was imperfect, where the senses were involved and the spirit was linked with the senses in a manner exalted and special, to be sure, but not yet perfect. There is a higher and more perfect union with God, namely intellectual union. Here the soul is safer from illusions. Its spirituality is pure and more profound. In a life where the senses are involved, there is more danger of illusion, both for the soul and for its confessor. Prudence must play a greater part. There are moments when God introduces the soul to a purely spiritual state. The senses dim and are seemingly dead. The soul is most closely united to God. It is immersed in the deity. Its knowledge is complete and perfect, not sporadic as before, but total and absolute. It rejoices in this. But I want to say more about those moments of trial. At those times, the confessor must have patience with such a soul, but the soul must have even greater patience with itself.